Before we begin today, I'd like to point something out that certainly needs to be mentioned. Big Red linebacker Mike Fry. I want to give credit where credit is due and some props to this kid, making his return start tonight for the Big Reds. Less than 2 weeks after final radiation treatment for a cancerous tumor in the brain, Matt's out playing football tonight. Fry took radiation treatment, weekly trips to a clinic in Cleveland where he received treatments 5 days a week for 5 weeks. He still has to return in October for a follow-up MRI. Ed Kendall claimed that Matt is the epitome of mental toughness. Boy, no kidding. We at CPHS Channel 6 acknowledge Matt Fry and the entire Fry family during such times. Port Huron Northern, the real winner tonight is Matt Fry, number 84 for the Big Reds. Great to see him back. Our best wishes go out to Matt and his family tonight. All the best. And now, here we go. Both Port Huron teams 2-2 after 4 games of the 2006 high school football season. Well, tonight, one of them will leave Memorial Stadium with the Brick Fowler Trophy, a 3-2 record and playoff hopes very much alive, while the other will be 2-3, very disappointed as well. It's Port Huron football's biggest rivalry. It's the Huskies, it's the Big Reds, the Battle of Port Huron, the Super Bowl of Port Huron, etc. So let's get nasty, Port Huron. This is it. Derek Wark, the Big D, kind of under the weather, so bear with me tonight. My voice might not be in it, but this is CPHS Channel 6, right at kickoff. Here we go. It's underway, and again, let's get nasty. Port Huron, kickoff taken on the bounce. I believe Novato to the 5, to the 10 for the Huskies, 15. Met hard at the 19, brought down eventually at the 20, and that's where the Huskies are going to begin their opening drive as they had won the toss. Well, again, a pretty nice night here at Memorial Stadium. Kind of overcast throughout the day, but no real signs of rain, I don't believe. They said there might be thunderstorms a little bit later on in the evening, but so far, so good. Certainly looking forward to this one. Again, both teams have come in 2-2, and we're going to get to the Big D's big 3 keys to winning for both teams in this one coming up here after the first play from scrimmage. The Huskies line up Chris Miller. They have the triple option system. That means a ton of running, obviously. Not a ton of passing, but if it works, it works. Certainly a system that relies on ball control, time of possession, certainly field position, but they have broke some big plays this season. So really it's become an offense that a lot of the running backs in this offense can break it for 6, so we'll see what happens. 1st and 10 from the 20. Opening play for the Huskies. Roll out pass Miller to the outside, caught 25, pushed out of bounds, 28. So good yards right off the bat for the Huskies, not quite to the sticks, and that'll bring up 2nd down and a short. Well, number 7, Chris Miller, heck of an athlete, the starting quarterback. Very dangerous open field runner because he's slippery, hard to bring down, and he's got some very good speed as well. Number 16, John Novato, he just had the kickoff return a minute ago. I call him Big Play John Novato because he certainly had it the first 4 weeks. Backup quarterback, but really can do anything for them. Great athlete, too. 24, Matt Thompson, 2, Joe Collier, and 5, Josh Schultz, the running backs in the backfield in this triple option set. The fake to Collier, outside Miller, caught Zauner, right side, down 45 and a 1st down for the Huskies. Well, I've said it in previous weeks, they can throw to Zauner all day and he'll be there. A guy that I don't believe they've used enough. They're starting to use him now, and look, success follows where Zauner is. A strong tight end for the Huskies. That'll bring up 1st and 10, ball marked right at the 45-yard line with 11:29 ticks to go in the first quarter. Send the man in motion. The fake, now the option pitch. Gets to the outside, not quite. Good pursuit, and they down him right at the 45, and look out. We might have a late hit by the Big Reds. Maybe even possibly some kind of a face mask. We shall see. Well, Big Red fans under me yelling, play the game. Not happy with that play call. I've elected to go with the window closed tonight, and I think that might be a strong decision with me losing my voice and all, and with people right directly under me. Should the Big Reds score, it will be deafening up here, I'll tell you that. Again, as you'd expect, great crowd on hand. Both sides of the field they expect in about 5 minutes to be completely filled. And again to the right side, right end zone, some added bleachers, if you will. Well, offsetting penalties, as it turns out. One was a face mask, I believe, on the Big Reds. The other one against Northern, I didn't quite catch that call. But the flag's offset. They will redo first down right now. So again, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Collier, the lone back. Kind of in a wing back look right now. Is 84 for the Huskies, and I don't even have him listed. 80 is out there as well, Michael Tucker. He's lined up near side. Give Collier. Straight up, straight down after 4. Among tacklers, 63, Henry Brown for the Big Reds. Well, the Big D's, big 3 keys to winning or playing well. We'll start with the Huskies. They have to prevent the Big Reds from having big plays. Simply put, we know what the Big Reds are going to try and come out and do on offense, although, of course, right now they're on defense. But offensively, they're going to try and hit Burrell deep. We know that. They're going to try some gadget plays, some trickery. The Huskies have to prevent them from doing that to win this football game. And we'll talk about the other keys to winning this game for the Huskies here in just a moment. Again, the man in motion. 2nd and 6. The give, Schultz. Close, but he's a yard and a half, maybe 2 away, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Well, the second big D, big 3 keys to winning for the Huskies. They have to block well up front and establish the option system early. Obviously, the option depends so heavily on your blocking up front to whatever side you run on. So we'll be watching that and see what penetration Aaron Robinson and others on the Big Red defensive line can do for them tonight. 3rd down play. Big one for the Big Red defense. 3rd and 2 from the 47. They send Schultz in motion this time. Miller fake again. Roll out, outside, caught. And I think he was out of bounds. I don't think they're going to give him that one. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Intended for 84 again. I apologize to him. I don't have his name. Or actually his number in the roster. In and out of his hands, basically. It looks like the Huskies might be going for it here. So we'll see. Again, CPHS Channel 6's coverage of the Battle of Port Huron. Derek Work, the Big D. Losing my voice, but I'm here. Nothing can dim my enthusiasm for this one, no matter what. 4th and 2 from the 47. Miller, a couple play fakes. And they're not going to get the first down. That's strong defense. I think Aaron Robinson, 66. Check that, Cody Miller. And they stop him. Actually, it was Aaron Robinson. I've mentioned his name in the past. His penetration at the defensive line is so key for this Big Red team to be successful. So from the 47, it'll be 1st and 10. 9:48 to go in the first quarter. No score. Big Red first possession. Burrell lined up by himself, far side. The give to Mark Ross, got a couple up the middle. Possibly around left guard. The 3rd key to winning for the Huskies, I think the Chris Miller factor tonight. He proved last week he can certainly have big plays, run the ball well when the Huskies need it. He was just on the field a minute ago. They didn't get that big play on 3rd down and then on 4th down. But as this game goes on, Chris Miller and the team leaders are really going to come up big. Or they'll have their chance to anyway, and we'll see. 2nd and 6 from the 49. Brown, great block. Gets to the outside, now past midfield to the 50. Down to the 40. 35, pushed out of bounds, 32. First down, Big Reds. First and foremost, he got the blocking in the offensive backfield when he needed it off the initial pass rush of the Huskies. Well, now my big 3 keys to winning and playing well for the Big Reds tonight. You have to prevent the Huskies from breaking their runs. You have to tackle at the line, and you have to have patience against the option. We've talked about that already. We'll talk about the other 2 keys for the Big Reds here in just a moment. Mark Ross avoiding tackles. Cuts upfield, falls forward. 18, but wait a minute. Flag first at about the 37. The number 2 key to winning or playing well for the Big Reds, I believe, you have to take what the Huskies give you. Don't be afraid, obviously, to go deep, if going deep is there, but you can't afford to be too conservative if the Huskies are giving you the deep ball. So we'll see. Big Reds in the past have been accused of that in this big game, of just run. That's fine when you have Mark Ross, a great running back, but you've really got to go back and forth. You've got to do the pass if you've got it. You've got to do the run if you've got it. You've got to mix it up. You've got to confuse the Husky D, and again, give them what they give you. My third key to winning or playing well is Troy Burrell. Certainly a momentum swinger for the Big Reds. If he can become involved, particularly right around the stage of the game, where the Big Reds are driving, they're getting deep into the Husky territory. If Burrell comes a factor, the crowd becomes a factor, and look out. So we'll see, and we'll see how well the Huskies defend him all game long. In my opinion, with the exception maybe of Jordan Brown, perhaps the best athlete on the Big Red team. Mark Ross the carry on first. Got to about 11. And that'll bring up second down. 85 on the tackle, Brady Shagana. We mentioned earlier about the return of Matt Fry, and I actually talked about it. But what a lot of courage that kid's got. Number 84. Dealing with the whole cancer thing, and I'll tell you something, to have that courage to want to come out here and play football, it really is something else after all that kid's been through. Jordan Brown left side, fine spin move inside the 5 to the 1. There's the athleticism I just talked about from Brown. Not much in the way of passing in this game. Big Reds taking it right at the Huskies. That's more the Huskies' game plan, to take it to the Big Reds. That's what they like to do. Instead, nothing fancy. Port Huron is now first and goal on this very impressive opening drive after stopping the Huskies on their first drive of this game. 7:46 to go, first quarter. Big Reds. No indication. Huskies are saying they might have the football. Huskies have the football. I cannot believe that turn of events. Oh, that is a huge play. Obviously, as a defense, you do that anyway. You point that way, anything. You always point that way towards your side of the field. If for nothing else, maybe the ref will be confused or something. That was my first indication. I was just thinking, oh, they're pointing that way just by default. They really did have the football there, and that is huge. A huge play here in the early going. Not the greatest field position, but the Huskies kept him out. Fumble right off the snap. They might have given it right back. We'll see. I think Miller did indeed jump on it. Now Big Reds are indicating they have the ball back. No. Miller is down. So getting very, very sloppy. And in a game like this, those are plays you have absolutely got to have. Second down and 9. They say Miller got a yard there. Very, very lucky. He must have jumped on that football after it traveled 1 little yard while rolling on the ground off the bad snap, or mishandled snap in this case. From the 2, again, second and 9. Got a few of it back, maybe 5, and that'll bring up third down. I believe Joe Collier on the carry. 66, Robinson, 84 as well. Matt Fry on the tackle. Again, nice to see. Well, they've only got half the needed distance to get a first down. 3rd and 5 from the 6. 3 running backs. Fake from Miller. He's going to do the option look, keeper, and dives forward. He should have it. First down, Huskies. And one reason Miller got that, or one other reason that Miller got that, is when you're a defense and you are defending the option play, you've got to respect that second option. Obviously the first option being the QB keeper, as we saw right there. But you have got to respect the fact that Miller might take the second option. He might choose the pitch out. So your linebackers, you can go after Miller there, but you can never be 100% sure. That's what makes it difficult to stop if you've got the right players. And speed is so important. Well, that was odd. Casey Kucera, the head coach of the Huskies, basically just stormed right in the field. Called timeout and just went on the field. Huskies actually snapped the ball, but at that point the timeout had already been called. 5:39 to go in the first quarter. No score. Big Reds really hurt themselves in that fumble at the 1. Huskies trying to capitalize, but they've got a long, long way to go. Derek Wark, the big D. Half sick, but happy to be here. There you see the cheerleaders. Gotta love the Battle of Port Huron. The Super Bowl of Port Huron, as I like to call it. And why not? The winner of this game will feel very much like they've won the Super Bowl. It's going to be very, very difficult for the loser of this game to make the playoffs. Being as the loser will be 2-3. Usually you make it if you're 6-3. 5-4, you can, but you need a lot of in-state help. So again, the winner will be 3-2. And both these two teams last week lost heartbreakers at the end. We'll talk about that here as the game goes on as well. From the 12 now, 1st and 10. They send the man in motion. The give, and they blow the whistle. Forward progress didn't even get a much. Good pursuit by the Huskies. Among them 55, Andrew Fidel. 5:22 to go in the first. Still no score from Memorial Stadium. A packed house, and that's to be expected. People still coming in, and that's to be expected as well. As we near the 5-minute mark of the first quarter of play. Miller off the snap. Give to Collier. Lot of open running room here. 30. Shakes off a tackler. Dives forward past the 35. And eventually to the 38. First down. Huskies. 41 Nolan McIntyre on the tackle, but not before a huge gain from Collier. Once he split the line, it was all about getting past the safeties, and he could have been gone. Too much open running lanes in that play. From the 37, 1st and 10. Two backs, one split end, and a wide out. Far side, Miller off the fake. Well, they stay with him. That's a good play. I was going to say, that's one of those ones where you've got to make sure you keep that tackle. 81, Andrew Jowett, a good job for the Big Reds. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, Miller probably has close to 10. There you see the Collier run from a minute ago. That's a safety back there waiting for him. Too much open field for Collier. Way too much. 2nd down and 7 from the 40. Again, the man in motion. Here's the pitch back. Cuts upfield 40, now 45, past midfield to the 50. Down the Big Red 40, nearing out of bounds to the 30, 25, up 22. But wait a minute here, a flag is down, out past midfield, and they think it's coming back. Well, a heck of an effort despite the flag. I believe Matt Thompson with that one. And it is holding Huskies. That'll bring it right on back. There you see, no tacklers really on screen until 41 there. And he just keeps on chugging down to the 22. But, as I said, they're bringing it back. Well, last week, again here from Memorial Stadium, Big Reds losing to Grosse Pointe North 34-28. Casey Kucera on the game. Actually, check that. I said the Big Reds. I meant the Huskies. Casey Kucera on that game last week. He said, "We're still waiting for that complete game. That's what championships teams do." He has stressed in previous weeks he hasn't been happy that his team has had problems finishing out games they're in a position to win. So we'll see if they do get in that position tonight, if they can indeed finish off the game. But that was a tough loss despite a great football game here last week from Memorial Stadium. Grosse Pointe North 34-28. They got the win. Thompson in motion. Fake pitch this time. Miller QB rollout. Over the middle. Zahner caught at the 50. Tackler went down. 45. Now to the 43 and a first down Huskies. Every time he catches the ball, I say it. And every time I mean it. Corey Zahner, if they use him, it's effective. If they let him be quiet all game, you're letting a strong talent stand there. That's really the best way I can say it. And they're using him here. And it's coming through so far. First down and 10 from the 42. Thompson in motion, this time pitch back. Gets through the initial seam, breaks forward to the 33. Should be just barely shy of the first down. They've really let that one single play there do their talking thus far. Of course, talking about the Huskies, they've either faked the pitch like they did right there on the replay there, or the very last play, they just pitch back. There you see Miller, plenty of time off the rollout. And Zahner, good hands, uses his size, and you saw the tackler just fell down at midfield. Of course, Zahner is not the easiest guy in the world to bring down. Pitch, Schultz to the outside. Not much, but it will be close because they didn't need much. Might have just got back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up third down. They've really tried that same look to their play and the drive basically for the entire time of this game. On each drive, I should say. That little pitch out, as I just mentioned, they can fake it. They brought Schultz the other way that time on more of an end around off the fake. Miller, keeper, first down. Nothing fancy about that play, but when you don't need much, you don't have to be fancy. Well, the Big Reds, on the other hand, losers at Warren Mott last week, 35-34. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment. That was really, really heartbreaking. Some people wondered if they're ever going to get over that game. And we'll tell you why here in just a minute. Very heartbreaking loss, very much like the Huskies suffered here. Off the rollout again. Miller to the outside. Keeps it, goes upfield. Got maybe 6, maybe 7. Pushed out of bounds just shy of the 20. Cody Allen, 48 among tacklers for the Big Reds. Miller to the outside. That's been one running play that has really worked for the Huskies in the past couple weeks. It certainly did last week. He really did bail them out on the running to the outside, particularly that side right there, the right side of the line for the Huskies. That would also be where Zahner lines up most of the time. So obviously he might be the one doing some of the blocking outside there on that play. 2nd and 3 from the 22. They give Collier, dragged down, and very close to yet another first down. So despite the fact that I said earlier in this game today that the Huskies, when the season began, when you're doing a triple option running attack, you're going to depend more, or at least we thought they would depend more, on running the clock down. Time of possession, field position, that sort of thing. So far in this game, that's what they've done. Now, in past weeks, recent weeks even, they've relied on the big play in this offense. Not designed for the big play, but they'll take it. So far, they're really eating up a good portion of the first quarter clock. A minute and a half to go in the first quarter now. From the 19, 1st and 10, Collier. Met right there, fine tackle, 63, Henry Brown of the Big Reds. And that'll bring up second down. So to summarize this first quarter of play, Big Reds only really had the ball once, and they fumbled it at the 1, and that's the biggest single play of this game thus far, because it took the crowd out of it when seemingly the crowd was in it. They were ready to cheer for a touchdown. Here go the Big Reds fumbling the ball at the 1. That you simply cannot have. From the 17, 2nd and 8. Final 42 seconds of the first. Miller, give to Thompson. Tries to bounce off tackle, no can do. Aaron Robinson, thank you very much. And 71, Kyle Hill, waiting for him. Nothing. Well, again, 35-34 losers at Warren Mott last week. Of course, I speak of the Big Reds. Mark Ross in that game. Listen to the week he had last week. 217 yards, 4 touchdowns. Oh, give me a break, and they lose that game. But then again, they're up 35, I believe. Was it 35-25 in the final 5 minutes of that one, and then they lose 34-25. Sorry. Well, a timeout in the field called just before the first quarter ends, so just 4 seconds on the clock. We're going to see one more play. There you see going across the screen my name. I should also mention, and I will remind you, because who knows if you've gone for a snack and have come back, or maybe just putting the game on. If you're wondering, well, what's going on with Big D tonight? It's called a cold, folks, but I'm here. That's the main thing. Toughening it out up here in the booth. Special thanks to Shelly Cynic down there in the van, making hot chocolate and a whole bunch of things. I'm going to need more of that if I'm going to last. Oh, this voice, I'll tell you. But again, the Battle of Port Huron, the Super Bowl of Port Huron, the Big D simply cannot stay away from it, even though I'll probably have no voice by the half. But you don't usually see this. The Big Reds calling a timeout with 4 seconds left in the quarter. Even on defense. Maybe on offense you might see at the odd time, but 3rd and 8 from the 18. Thompson on that same look again. Flags all over the place. Aaron Robinson pointing to, I believe, the right tackle. I believe that's going to be on the Huskies, and going to push them back. So another big play, really, that penalty there, because the Huskies are really driving well. So that's going to set back the Huskies. Anyway, that 35-34 loss to Warren Mott made Warren Mott perfect. 3-0 in division, 4-0 overall. Of course, that's the MAC Blue. That fake pitch look again. Miller thought about passing to the outside. Cuts upfield behind a blocker, but that's a good from behind tackle by Kyle Hill. And Miller's going nowhere. After one quarter complete, a real defensive-minded football game here from Memorial Stadium. Port Huron Northern Huskies, nothing. Port Huron Big Reds, nothing as well. Derek Work, the Big D. CPHS, Channel 6. Huskies Football Network and Big Reds Football Network. The Battle of Port Huron.
Port Huron Pirates. Quarterback Shane Flanzer, defensive end Dirty Smith, and lineman Doug Warren are in attendance. Also on with us tonight is the owners of Team Pete Georgia. They are here to both teams. An open tryout that they are having on October the 12th at 7 p.m. in the Blue Water Sports Club before practice. Let's welcome our Pirates.
Welcome back to the second quarter here. Memorial Stadium. No score. Miller. Is he going to attempt this? Apparently he is. This is a 40-yard field goal. He hit a 41-yarder against Macomb, Dakota, week 1. Placed down. Novato the hold. The kick. No good. Really shows you the kind of athlete that Chris Miller is to even attempt that kick when he's also the starting quarterback. Wide left, might not even have had the distance either, but the Big Reds hold again. They're very, very fortunate because your first thought when they fumbled that football at the 1 on their opening drive in this game, you thought that's going to come back to eat them alive, but so far, so good. They're holding on. Again, second quarter action, CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District Television Station. Derek Wark, the Big D. Jordan Brown on the keeper, 1st and 10. Big Reds to the outside, past the 20, now out 25, and close to the first down, out past the 30, and pushed out of bounds. It's really all about where Brown did eventually end up going out of bounds. Ball is marked to the 28, so that'll bring up second down and 2. Well, Coach Ed Kindle of the Big Reds, he called it a storybook ending for Mott last week. A nightmare for his Big Reds. They were up 34-21, as I mentioned. 5 minutes to play in that game. But really a late score, an onside kick recovery for Mott. That led to a touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown, and really Big Reds' broken hearts. Tough one to come back from, but we'll see. Mark Ross out past the 40, 45 past midfield to the Husky, 49 first down, and a ton more for the Big Reds. Mark Ross has really, really run the ball well this year. I told you earlier, he had 217 yards last week and 4, count them, 4 touchdowns. So this Mark Ross is for real. And the Big Reds certainly looking for some of that tonight. From shotgun, Jordan Brown. Mark Ross, keeper, didn't even get back to the line that time. Might have lost yardage. Number 1, Mark Ross on the carry. Number 1, Dan Richmond on the tackle for the Huskies. John Blake, the other touchdown run last week for the Big Reds. Big Reds as a team last week, 295 rushing yards, 47 carries. Jordan Brown, 6 for 9, 82 yards in the air. But Mott in that game, 192 yards on the ground, 173 yards in the air. So it's no wonder why they won that game. That's too many yards to give up, even though the Big Reds were very solid offensively in that game anyway. But as for the points average this year, Big Reds, their high-powered offensive attack, we've known that all year long. They've averaged 31 points a game this year. Huskies on the other side, 26.5, but both far exceed those numbers in the past 3 weeks. Well, technical man supreme up here, Brandon the Killer Kovac, as they call him, setting up some kind of a double mic. I don't know who's coming in here, but somebody eventually here is going to, I think. I don't think it's going to be him, but you never know. The way things are here at Channel 6, full of surprises. 11:03. Time left on the second quarter clock. No score. Ball marked right smack dab at midfield. Again, that Grosse Pointe North game last week played at Memorial Stadium, a 34-28 win, as mentioned. Norsemen beat the Huskies. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. Mark Ross behind right guard got about 4 out to the 45. Again, Casey Kucera has stressed for many weeks. We're waiting for the complete game. Really, we're waiting to see my team really keep the lead, put teams away, that sort of thing. They had a great start, a 14-0 lead. Miller connected with John Navarro, 44 yards, a touchdown. Schultz as well, 67-yard scamper for a TD in that one. Miller, 112 yards rushing. Schultz had 111. So as you can see by those stats, Huskies very much a running team. This is Jordan Brown, QB keeper from shotgun. Got 2, maybe 3, to the 41-yard line. And that'll bring up, I believe, a 4th down. So we'll see what the Big Reds do here. Do they kick or do they go for it on 4th?
4th down and 3 yards to go from Huskies 40. 1-yard line.
Okay, well, I've just been told here that apparently Port Huron Pirate is going to eventually come up here. I guess they're going to try that out in the third quarter tonight. So after the half, we're going to talk to the Pirates. They're actually honoring some of the Pirates, the arena football team here at Port Huron. They mentioned them on the PA address not long ago, so we're going to bring them in, I guess, eventually here tonight. That should be interesting to talk to some of them, or maybe one of them, or I don't know how many are coming up, but should be interesting to talk to them. We'll do that in the third. This is CPHS Channel 6, Port Huron Area School District television station. Again, Derek Wark, the Big D, in the Battle of Port Huron. Fighting the cold. Big Reds fighting the Huskies. Huskies fighting the Big Reds. So everybody fighting something. Haven't had much of an opportunity in this game to say, let's get nasty Port Huron either. Haven't been many kickoffs. And as much time has been eaten up on this game clock, this, I believe, just the second drive the Big Reds have had. And we're already a quarter and 2 minutes. Mark Ross. No, instead it's a fake. Jordan Brown outside. Look at the wheels to the 25. Joe Grant made the tackle for the Huskies, but not before Jordan Brown. A big gain, and they bought the fake by the looks of things. You kind of get the sense by what Jordan Brown has done in past weeks and what this Big Red offense has shown they're capable of doing. If they can run the football, they'll do it all day. But if need be, they prove they can pass. So if they can run the ball any week, you've got to like their chances of winning. And that's why another reason why last week for the Big Reds, so tough to take. Because here's a team that we know can beat you in so many different ways. And they had the run. 9:07 to go in the second. Still no score. Again, Big Reds driving now. Ball marked about the 20-yard line. Looks more like the 21. The give to Ross. Cuts upfield to the 5. Battles forward. 1. And now that fumble at the 1 on the first drive by the Big Reds becomes extra big now. Because instead of just 7-0 they're going for, or maybe I'm jumping the gun here, we'll say 6. It could be maybe 13-0 they'd be trying for. Well, we picked that play right there up, as he's already past the line of scrimmage, but you saw good concentration on the run, and he dove forward with his body, and he almost got in. First and goal from the 2. Ross. Not quite. Maybe got 1 more yard. Brings up second and goal. Well, I've just been notified who we're eventually going to talk to tonight. Number 2, the Port Huron Pirate, Ernie Smith, defensive back. 3 years indoor football experience, apparently. This season, obviously, with the Pirates. 8 interceptions, 5 touchdowns, and he's an all-star. So I'll be looking forward to talking to him in the third quarter. Up the middle, touchdown, Big Reds. Very impressive drives by Port Huron, in the sense that I'm sitting up here saying they've got to do trickery to win. Nothing fancy tonight. They're basically becoming a running team. Extra point is good. First and foremost, it starts with the blocking up front, which is superb for Mark Ross. I said a couple weeks ago it was superb for Jordan Brown, basically all night long. Superb for Ross, who's getting the yardage. Again, this Mark Ross, I'll tell you. I know it's halfway through the season tonight, but he keeps going the way he's going. By week 9, if he's not there already, Mark Ross has the chance to become a tremendous star. And you don't say that about too many guys. Last week, basically all PH did was run the football. 47 carries. Well, tonight they're looking like they're going to maybe even exceed that total. So 7-0, early lead, or at least early as far as the second quarter goes. Just under 8 minutes to go in the first half of play. Big Reds on top of the Huskies, 7-0. Let's get nasty Port Huron off the kickoff. Chris Taddy. Schultz from the 20, up 25. Dishes off tacklers. Hit hard, 32, and downed. Oh, baby, 81, Andrew Jowett. Good job special teams, but pretty good field position for the Huskies to start this next drive. They really have driven the ball well, too. They've carried well on their runs. They have made the odd pass completion to Zauner. They just don't have any points on the board, whereas at this point, the Big Reds do. From the 32, 1st and 10. The give. Spin move, Collier, nothing. Andy Pesta. Well, so far, the very courageous young man, Matt Fry, is still out there for the Big Reds. Lining up in the linebacker position, 84. You see him on screen right there, actually, pretty close to the 40-yard line, and also close to his teammate there, number 5, Troy Burrell, who has not seen much action. It's been all Mark Ross in the running game, Jordan Brown as well. Play fake, cross the middle, complete. Down at midfield, past midfield, inside Husky territory. That is 5, Josh Schultz, and a first down for the Huskies. Again, many of these Husky players on offense, they really have double duties. Some of them line up as running backs, but they'll also be called upon to catch balls in the flat. There you saw one over the middle. There you see Zauner trying to lay some meat into somebody, trying to block. He's lined up far side now, or near side, but spread out, that is. Collier, hard-fought yards up the middle, got 3, maybe 4. That'll bring up second down. Well, the Huskies, 2-1 overall, 2-0 in the Mac White this year. Again, as we mentioned, week 1, back August 24th, they lost to Macomb, Dakota, 36-3. I still to this day think that game could have been a lot closer, but the Huskies were just outmanned. A Mac Red team, what do you expect, right? Well, September 31st, they beat Grosse Pointe South 41-40 in overtime. The game here at Memorial Stadium that I missed. A great game, character win in the end, and really one that changes your season around. If you're still down about the 36-3 loss from a week ago, all of a sudden you're 1-1. After that, September 8th, 2-1, they beat Sterling Heights 34-28, and then they lost to Grosse Pointe North last week, 34-28. That loss was late, which makes things a little bit tougher coming into this week, but they seem like they're right on page. Again, they just haven't put points on the board. From the 42, 2nd and 6, Miller. Nothing fancy about this one. Matt Thompson to the outside, 30, 25, 20. I believe he's going to be down to about the 19 and a first down and a whole lot more for those Huskies. Well, the other side, the Big Reds, they lost to Utica Eisenhower 31-14. That was in Utica Eisenhower. They beat L'Anse Creuse North 42-21, beat Roseville 35-7. That was a great game here at Memorial Stadium. If you're a Big Red fan, they just took it to Roseville that night. And then, of course, lost to Warren Mott in Warren Mott last week, 35-34 on a late onside kick recovery. Thompson again, not much, 2, maybe 3, if that. Although the one mark doesn't look that bad, the one official there, marking about the 16. So they're saying he got 3, second down and 7 from there.
Number 79, Nick Wisco at the bottom of the second 7 from the 16-yard line.
So the Huskies, who I've said have had really no trouble moving the ball, they just haven't been a red zone offense thus far in this game. They haven't gotten there. Couple fakes, didn't fall for it, right at the line, brought down Aaron Robinson, Johnny on the spot, and Henry Brown as well. It's a good Big Red defensive line this year. Henry Brown, Aaron Robinson among them. And then I bring up third down and 6. Big play here. 4.5 to go in the second. 3 running backs, 1 wide out, lined up far side. The fake, give to the outside. Schultz cuts upfield, downed 6, and he's close to the first down. And I think it looks, yes he does, he's long past it. First and goal now for the Huskies, trying to tie.
First and goal from the 7-yard line.
Very, very important drive. And you gotta wonder if they punch this in for 6, how much that fumble on the 1 is gonna affect the Big Reds. Very much a turning point in the first quarter to affect this whole game. Thompson spin move, touchdown, Huskies. Matt Thompson, that play right there again, all about the Big Reds trying to buy the fake, or trying to get them to buy the fake. Some of them did. I was about to say Josh Collier, check that Joe Collier went in untouched, but he didn't even have the football. I fell for that fake myself. So a very important extra point, being as scoring is at a minimum in this game. Chris Miller to tie. Placed down by Novato. The snap. It's up. Good. So 3:55 left to go in the second quarter of play, 7-7. Battle of Port Huron. Derek Wark, the Big D, CPHS, Channel 6. Well, what's coming next for these two teams? The Huskies next week, they're at Romeo. Then they're at Warren Cousino. So we won't see them here at Memorial Stadium for a long time. October the 13th, their second last game, Utica, will be coming to town. A really tough game, obviously. Then October the 20th, they're at Marysville. So again, a tough end of season schedule for the Huskies. For the Big Reds, September 29th, they're home to Fraser. A much improved East Detroit team. October 6th comes to town. October 13th, they're at L'Anse Creuse, and then they close it out at Chippewa Valley. How's that for a tough end of your year? You don't just go to Chippewa Valley and beat them. That's tough. 7-7, 3:55 on the clock, and let's get nasty again as the Battle of Port Huron continues. That one, a touchback as Troy Burrell just lets it roll. Again, if you've just joined us, a lot of long drives in this game. A lot of eating up the clock. And it's mostly all been run, run, run. And as surprising as it has been, If you go into this game, you'd probably be saying, oh, Big Reds will pass it a bit. They'll throw the jugular. They'll go for it all. They'll do some trickery. But if anything, it's been the Huskies that have passed the football. Big Reds have run it. Speaking of which, this is why they run it. Mark Ross. 15 more to the 38 and a first down, Big Reds.
The ball is moved out to the 37-yard line. First and 10 for the Big Reds.
Again, Mark Ross. He's a good one. We should also mention the big holes he's got. Right side. On that one, he had a big hole, just busted through it. Jordan Brown thought about an option look. Keeper upfield, jumps over a blocker, past the 50, down 45, and they're still pushing him forward. What a great effort to the 40, Jordan Brown. And that's a quarterback, folks. That right there is a fine example of when they say, quarterbacks that run the football, running backs that run the football. Keep your legs moving and do not let them stop for anything. Brown's legs there did not stop moving, and that's why he got that yardage for the second effort. There you see it. Now watch. Keep an eye on the legs. You see how they're still rumbling? They're still moving. Mark Ross, short carry that time, not much, to the left side. And that'll bring up second down. Again, CPHS Channel 6, proud to bring you yet another Port Huron against Port Huron Northern game. We love these every year. Kind of under the weather tonight. My voice, not the greatest at the moment, but we're getting through it. Loving this Port Huron game, boy. The Super Bowl of Port Huron, as I like to call it. Mark Ross, another strong run. That'll bring up second down. Among tacklers to get up, number 12, Andrew Zondlak for the Huskies.
Number 12, Andrew Zondlak, and 27,
Both those Zondlaks, I'll tell you, they give it their everything. Alex Zondlak, Andrew Zondlak, they do well. And they work hard. You can see that. Give up the middle, got to the 25, now down 24. Into our final 2 minutes now of the second quarter and first half. Coming up, they're going to have the halftime show. Very special halftime show because they combined both bands for it as they did the national anthem here in the early going. Both these bands, highly respected bands throughout the state of Michigan. Brown, quarterback keeper, outside. One man to beat. Down at the 2. I tell you, for a quarterback, Brown gets out there quick. And this really amazes me. The Big Reds have not passed at all. I think they've maybe just sat down and decided we can win by running the ball. I said at the beginning of this game, I didn't think they could get away with that. I didn't think they could win that way. Well, apparently I was wrong. Ross, touchdown, Big Reds. Mark Ross, touchdown machine. He had 4 of them last week, and there's another one. There you see the C on his jersey. Attempting the point after try is number 10, to Chris Taddy. It's up. It's good. So, 14-7, Big Reds on top. 1:29 to go in the half. Port Huron versus Port Huron Northern, the Battle of Port Huron. And again, Derek worked the big D for CPHS Channel 6. There you see that last play. Not too difficult as a running back. You just do what Ross did. You make sure you hold on to that football first and foremost. Secondly, you lower that head and you go in hard. That to me, among all the things you can tell a running back, you know, move your feet, dance a little bit. Don't stop those feet from moving. In my opinion, the number one reason a running back is not successful is he doesn't hit the hole hard enough. So crucial, not just on a goal line play like that last one. You've got to hit that hole at top speed. Get past the line of scrimmage going full out. Port Huron lining up to kick this one off, and let's get nasty. Again, Port Huron off the kickoff. Oh, they let it roll out of bounds. They're going to make him kick it again. Number 10, Chris Taddy on that kickoff. Or at least I think they're going to make him kick it again. Again, in the third quarter of play, apparently here, they're going to bring up Ernie Smith, a defensive back for the Port Huron Pirates indoor football team. So if my voice can hold up, it might not. I got to be honest with you. We'll see. We'll be talking to him about the Pirates and how their season's going this far. But he's an all-star defensive back. We don't give you no sleepers here at Channel 6. You want to talk to a Pirate? We'll talk to a Pirate. We'll get an all-star for you. So that's coming. And I'll let you folks know, because obviously you can't see me up here in the booth. Maybe they will eventually, I don't know. I'll let you know if he's got a Pirate patch over his eye. I don't know how into that theme they are, but we'll see. Let's get nasty again. Port Huron off kickoff. Avoids one tackle. Now a fumble. Big Reds jump on it. I think they might have it. We'll see. No initial signal, and the Huskies have the football. Oh, big sigh of relief from Casey Gusera and the rest of the Huskies. Well, here you see it. Got it about the 21. Didn't look real smooth on the catch. Shook off a tackler there. It looked like 6 either stripped him, Cody Burnham, or when Burnham got over there, the ball just simply came out. Huskies, it looks like they're going to try and work some of this clock here. Try and run the ball a bit. Option look off the fake, nothing. Left side. I don't know if they're just trying something here or if they're content going in the locker room of 14-7, but that's an awful conservative play call if you're down 7 and you want to get in the end zone before the half, because running plays like that will just eat the clock. Second down. Collier got about 3. 48 kind of flopped there, Cody Allen, after making a half tackle. So final 30 seconds of this one, it brings up third down. We'll see if the Huskies try to pass here. Chris Miller yelling out last minute instructions. Final 17 seconds of the first half of play. Miller off the fake. Thought about the option. Now a fumble. And the Huskies jump on it yet again, but that is great pursuit. Aaron Robinson again, also number 9. DeAndre Bankston. And I think a timeout was called by Port Huron just before the half ended. The only reason I can really think about why you'd call a timeout there if you're Ed Kindle is if you think you might get lucky. Maybe the defense will get a return interception or something, return fumble. Or maybe they thought the Big Reds might have recovered that football and wanted the immediate timeout. So our final second, and if they were trying to get as close as humanly possible to 0 on the scoreboard, congrats, they did it. Calling the timeout here. Again, 14-7. Big Reds on top. But that's not the complete story. They fumbled the ball at the 1 in the first quarter. It could very easily be 21-7 right now. But the Huskies are still in this game. And they have the ball. 4th and 4 from the 32. Huskies might just kneel or might just run this one out. Off the play, fake Miller to pass. Airing it out. Zauner picked off at the 40. Pushed out of bounds 43, and a face mask, and I don't think that's going to end the half. 41 with the pick, Nolan McIntyre. Pass intended for 48, Corey Zauner. If that's a face mask, though, that can't end the half. Despite the fact the clock is at 0, they're going to have to run another play here. Miller just airing it out. Good coverage, Big Reds. They stepped into that one. Well, there's definitely a face mask. I'm not sure if that was on Zauner or not. He got over there. Yeah, there is going to be one more play here. That's the correct call. Obviously, a half cannot end on a defensive penalty. So one more shot, and this might be where we see the Big Reds take a risk with Burrell. We haven't seen it yet tonight. It'd be a good time for it. I'd consider doing a play fake here with Ross. We'll see. Brown from shotgun, 4 wide. He's going to pass it. Indeed, he's looking for Burrell. Here we go. Deep down. Caught. No. Incomplete at the 1. But what a way to end the first half from Port Huron's Memorial Stadium, where the Battle of Port Huron after 1 sees the Big Reds on top of the Huskies. 14-7. You gotta love the way the first half ended. Derek Wark, the Big D for CPHS Channel 6. We'll see you in the third quarter in another chapter of the Battle of Port Huron.
For the next number, we now feature Abby Bass on the mellophone, Lauren DeVoot on the flute, Josh Hoffman on the marimba, and Ernie Costello on the drum set. Because as the lyrics say, well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance. The song was originally released in 1970, and tonight we're proud to perform the title song, Moon Dance. us as we play, dance, and sing our own rendition of Brown Eyed Girl.